Questions that you have for the project, because we're going to open it up in a very short amount of time to all of you right here. But please give a huge warm welcome to writer-director Megan Johnson. Plenty to go around. We're going to bring some other folks up here, but I want to talk to you a little bit first.
Bring everybody else.
Yes! Come on, do you want to hear a little something from Megan first? Because I've heard it said by several directors, and this is going to lead in bringing everybody else up, that casting is sometimes 90% of directing. What was your process with finding the people that we're about to meet?
Honestly, I don't think there was some, I feel like it was very serendipitous. Mm-hmm. It was like one person led to another person who led to another person. It was like, I feel like with this film casting, I didn't watch a ton of auditions. I would secretly check maybe certain videos of certain people and what they had done, and we just lucked out. Everyone was truly amazing in this movie.
All the pieces just fell together.
It really did. I wish I had we didn't have a casting director. It was everybody knew someone or knew several people, and then I would look at tapes and decide to.
I love it. Well, it was amazing. After watching it this way, you can't imagine anybody else in any of those roles.
I knew Deanna Russo. That was the one. That started all of it. I knew Deanna Russo. She was in my group of friends, and I did not want to outright ask her, will you be in this movie? Because she'd probably be like, okay, awkward. But I felt like I would just send her the script for notes and see what she said, and she loved the project. And she was like, I really want to do this. And I was like, great. And she was like, Deanna was the stepping stone to this project, getting it really going.
I love it. Well, what a perfect segue. Let's bring Deanna Russo down.
She had a producerial role on the film from early on, and so she was always going to be that part, and she's amazing in this, and it's
so funny as the neighbor perving around the corner all the time. Hillary, why don't you come up, please? Let's bring up some of the producers as well. Hillary is also in a producerial role, but let's bring up Yumi J and Omid. Oh man! And these guys, I don't know if tonight is any indication of how the rest of the shoot went, but these guys are so helpful and hands-on. They're not like the producers that sit back and wait for everything to happen magically in front of their eyes. They make it happen. So, yeah, what a joy this night has been because of them for me. So I'm sure that the shooting process was absolutely the same. All right, that bad boy, John Redlinger, lay back. All right, we're going to bring down the ice cream man himself, Emil Johnson. This is going to get treacherous. I can see it already. It's going to be a fun night. It's all good. All good. Okay, Latisse Towns Color. Did I say that right? Another nosy neighbor. Latisse and producer. Betty Ann Borders. Sam Schweiker. Sam. The guy with the ice cream all over his hands.
Pretty soon we're going to have all the audience on the stage.
Exactly, and then we'll have to ask the audience questions. Who do we have? Dana Gator. Dana. You should stay next to Sam. You were up there. All right, and then I think that's last but not least, Michael Boateng. Michael. Oh, Lisa Ann Walter. I'm sorry, I didn't have you here. I just skipped over you. Lisa Ann Walter. Of course. They got my neighbors together. My nosy neighbors. I love it. Actually, since I'm here, let's start with you, Lisa. Let's start with you. All right, you have a huge list of credits behind you, so you're used to being very old. Yeah. And very good at what you do. So you're used to being on a lot of different sets. How would you compare this set? I know you've done like huge budget movies and crazy things. How would you compare your experience on this set and the pros and cons? And what was your experience like on Ice Cream Truck?
Well, I mean, big movies generally have like big dinners with, craft service with lots of stuff on it. That's basically the difference. On a big Disney movie, you might get like filet mignon on Friday night. We didn't have that here. But what we did have is, and this is true if a lot of you work in independent film, it really feels like what I grew up with in theater, in repertory theater, and that experience of bonding together and pulling together and making sure your shot list gets done and making sure that everybody works as a cohesive unit. And on this one, more than a lot of other films that I've done, including big movies, I felt incredibly lucky to have a director who had a very clear vision of what she wanted. And it permeated with all of us, I think. We all felt like we were part of her vision. And it felt like being back in those days when you would work as a cast to make the vision happen. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on. But it really felt great. It felt like being in those days again where it was community theater, repertory company, all pulling together. And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun when we weren't working as well. So thank you for your vision.
Beautiful. Yeah, so what we're saying is, if the team's passionate about it, the money doesn't matter. And if the team's not passionate about it, well, then the money doesn't matter. Right? So ultimately, yeah, it all comes down to the people. Awesome job. So, well, let's get back to you then, because everybody wants to talk about you. I was fascinated by this movie. You totally caught me off guard at the end. I was so sucked into it. Were there any? So we were in her head, I'm assuming. Something was going on there. Were there any tells? Was there anything where the super savvy movie watcher, which apparently I'm not, could catch and go, oh, this is inside her head?
Yes.
Okay.
There are definite moments after the murders where it cuts back to Mary and her being quiet, and if you're paying attention, or like a second viewing, after the Bree and Nick murder, it's back on Mary and she's sitting on the couch. Or even in the barbecue party after the Bailey murder, it's back on Mary and she's drinking her vodka. So yes, there are definite. I, as a movie lover and being picky, I made sure that I had enough that people wouldn't turn on you. Because if you're coming up with like that kind of like, that ending, like, ooh, it was a dream, or like, you better like lay the groundwork. You can't just do that in this film it really fit, and I don't feel like it was, because I didn't have anything better. It was like she was a writer and she was fantasizing, so it was really her fantasy, but the things in the movie that were scary, like repressed suburban life, or a delivery man who thinks he wants to that you're gonna hook up with him, like those are real life scary things. But the fantasy was like this kind of like a story that she made up in her head.
So that delivery guy at the very end, where he really was there because he was hoping that he might still have a chance. He
was always the one watching. You think that it's like something scary as a knife-wielding maniac, but the real scares are like the cable guy that's like being weird, or like other things in life that are real life things that no one would ever write a horror movie about. So I felt the need to layer that into.
Set up for the sequel.
Right. People ask me that all the time, will there be a sequel to Delivery Man?
Nice. Or the delivery truck.
If Jeff would do it, if Jeff was here, Jeff is like such a team player. He's a really great actor, and he understood that even though his role was really small, that it was very important. as did, I think, everybody here.
By the way, as a director with attention to detail, if you get a chance to talk to Megan later on tonight, please check out her fingernails. They're awesome, and they have to do with the movie. That's all I'll say. So you got to check them out. Okay, Deanna. So you were the first to get this script, or the first actor to get the script anyway. When you read it, what did you know? And I'm sure you probably read it a couple of times once you got to the end. Well, wait a second, go back and see. Did you know when you were first going through it what kind of experience it was having? Yeah, Mary was having, whether it was in her head or whether it was real. And then when you played it, how did you play that? How did you approach it differently between the real and in your imagination?
I only read my lines.
I talk and blah, 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 blah. Then you talk again and blah, blah. Bullshit, my line, bullshit.
When I read the script, I was super psyched about the character, and I did not think it was going to go where it was going to go. And then when we got to shoot it, I don't know, I got really self-conscious hearing my own voice on the speakers just now.
You sound great. You sound just like the movie star that we just saw in the movie. It's amazing. Okay, good. Well, good answer. Okay. Well, let's talk to one of your love interests in this, John.
Yes.
John, if I was any good at my job, I would want to dig in your process, and I want to know like what was the Meisner technique or any kind of method that you got into there. But let's face it, we all want to know the same thing. What is your pre-shirtless workout routine? Before you come on looking like a Greek god.
Right. It's extraordinarily simple. You just eat less and throw heavy things around.
Awesome. Well, it worked.
No, they don't.
He has a lot of
There's a lot of tattoos on his torso.
Yes.
And that took a makeup artist and post special effects to remove.
Oh, wow. Wow, so post makeup.
That has nothing to do with my process. So when you read the script and you see, about 4 or 5 words, you think, pretty good. Show up and let them dress you, and they tell you where to stand and tell you what to say, and everything's pretty good. And then it says like Max takes off his clothes, okay. And then he takes off his clothes again, and then maybe again. It's kind of like, okay, well, there goes, the cannolis, there goes the donuts, there goes fun and the enjoyment and the bourbon and whatever else you sort of depend upon for your happiness. And then you show up and everybody sort of scrutinizes you for the fact that you've branded yourself with some ink and some tattoos that you can't take off your body.
Can't wait.
You're 18, 19 and you make some choices and suddenly you're not that age. And very quickly you're in character, feeling like a scrutinized teenager all over again, and you don't have to do any work.
That was a process. So also too, I wanted to ask, when you jump off the playground equipment there at the end, it looks like you took a header. Did you take a header to the ground?
John is, by the way, and Sam are amazing at stunt work. Like, I didn't even need a stunt coordinator because they knew how to do all this fun with, let's do everything. That's sort of his thing. Yeah, they do like stunt.
So, from a young age, I was told, John, you have very weak ankles.
Which scarred you blind.
And I thought, no. And it's not until you fall 4.7 inches that you realize you do, in fact, have weak ankles. And when your head hits the tinder, as it were, you don't want to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't think I did it the
we did
first
it a couple
time.
of times. No, it was fun. It was fun. I'll hand it up to Sam.
Perfect, well, yeah. Sam, so you did some of your own stunt work as well? Especially...
I suppose. I didn't jump off of any playground equipment.
It looked like you did your own couch work, I'll say that.
I did, yes. No, but I think that there's always a lot of fun with things like this, getting to kind of play that like physicality of of the violence and kind of like those action moments is something that's, for me, always been really, really exciting to kind of get to incorporate into the scenes and the characters, and especially with something like this that has so much kind of physical stuff. It's a lot of fun to get to kind of play around with that.
Right. Now, I understand you were, there was no movie magic as far as the ice cream went with you. That was real ice cream, and you actually took a hit for the team and
I unfortunately had to eat a lot of ice cream, which was great because I didn't have to be shirtless in this movie, which is always wonderful. But yeah, so no, there's a lot of melted chocolate ice cream licking. What that's worth.
Yeah, it added to the sensuality of you two animals going at each other.
I suppose it's one of those things that's always much less appealing in the moment. It's actually having to take after take after take, lick this becomes sticky ice cream off of yourself, and it just becomes a whole situation.
Right. Dana's laughing next to Dana. What was that like? I'm assuming you were pretty sticky by the end of the day.
I had to shower after.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Benny, you're coming back. Okay, go ahead and finish, and then I'm gonna bring something else.
Oh no, I had to shower after being on set because of all the blood and everything.
Right.
But also, I had to change that green shirt 6 times because all the ice cream was melting all over my shirt.
Did you have stunt shirts, so you had more than one green shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Excellent. And also, before we go to Benny here, Dana comes to us with some huge credits from behind the microphone. And can you tell us your big title that you're part of?
I do the voice of Edith in Despicable Me 1, 2, and 3.
Despicable Me. Look at that. She's a
So this was actually my first on-screen project, and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. It was
Wow.
such a great
First class.
casting crew worker that it was amazing.
Incredible on-screen debut. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, Bailey, I am sorry. I did not call your name. I skipped over you. Would you please come up? Bailey.
She's right here.
Bailey! She is here. You just came up. But I didn't mention you, or did I mention you?
Yeah, you did. I've been hiding in the...
I did. Okay. All right. Good. Well, it's fine with me. I just want to make sure everybody's up here. Thank you for being here. All right. Well, good. We're going to call on you next, Bailey. Now, Bailey, you had the distinct honor, let's give her one of these microphones. You had the distinct honor of being the first person killed in this movie. You might have to scoot over, actually. This might be as far as we go.
No, this is the
And that
next
one?
movie we tangled.
Oh, wait. No, here, you can take mine.
This is how I kill the next woman.
All right.
Bailey and I worked together before
Yes.
in Atlanta on a show called Satisfaction. She played my niece's friend, right?
We were both a little devious, if I can recall.
We were both a little what?
Devious.
Yes, we were both. Yeah,
You
we
were like the
corrupted
bad aunt, and I was the bad influence,
Yes.
friend, and we were like, let's just party.
Where's our spin-off? We should have our own.
Yeah.
So is that why, is this connection with you part of why she's part of the ice cream? No?
No.
How did they find you?
Well, when I saw...
John and Bailey at this time had similar agents.
Mhm.
And I got a list of actors for that, right? The same agent. But
Same
yeah,
agent. The same agent, yeah.
They were all,
Basically.
So I got a list of girls for that part, and I watched a video of Bailey. It was not an acting video; it was just a video of her. And I was
So
like,
embarrassing, and I
she's so
just found
crazy.
this out
No,
tonight.
and that was it. And then I gave an offer, and then the agent wrote me back and was like, "She loves us," and I was like, "Yes." And Bailey, I don't know. I was like, "Yes." So sometimes it's just that simple.
Oh yeah, I sent my agent an email, and I was like, I
I
have
saw a
to be
video of her
Tracy.
on the red carpet doing something for some movie. I don't know, it was on YouTube. She was just being herself, in a interview type. Yeah, not like a weird video.
Yeah. It's like, so I saw her online.
I got that video. Anybody else got that? All right. Hillary, I want to go to you next. So you worked in a couple of different capacities. You were EP as well as the nosy neighbor, which I love. You kind of cracked me up every time you came on screen.
Thank you.
Super fun because They're sort of crazy about the name. They were a little crazy going on.
Yeah, a little crazy, a little judgy. I might have based it on somebody I know, but I won't tell her because she's sort of related to me.
So was that, juggling those two responsibilities, did it ever make one difficult because you were working in two capacities at the same time?
No, because by the time I got to set, I mean, Megan and Yumi did such an amazing job that I just had to focus on being an actor. So I had the luxury of just turning up and focusing on being really judgy and really annoying and just had to work that out. But it's been amazing because I've been on since the beginning, since November 2015 when Megan and I had lunch and decided that she wanted to do this film and we were going to make this happen in June, which is a crazy turnaround time. It doesn't happen like November to June from literally scratch, from go. And it's because of her. She's amazing. She entirely pulled it off.
So was the script written in November or no?
The script was written,
Okay.
but she said, I'm thinking about doing this movie. I think I'm just going to do it with whatever I have. And I want to do it in June.
Nice.
Are you in? It was crazy. And here we are.
Speaking of the Just Do It team, let's go to our producers over here. Because you guys just all right. So, obviously I've already tipped the cards to this question, but what kind of producers do you see yourselves at, and both individually too? Because there are lots of different producers. Some producers get money, some producers just bring their name to the project, some producers go in and get blood on their hands. Tell me about how you helped to make this happen, and both of you, at what point in the process did you get involved and carry the ball forward?
I think one of the most important things is being hands-on. So it's one of the best ways to become friends with the crew and the cast. And once they knew we were as invested as they were, they gave as much as we did. And so that's why what you saw was as good as it was.
So I got involved with the project, I think beginning of 2016. I met Megan actually through a women's film board kind of thing. It was, she was looking for a producer, and a producing partner of mine saw the board and was like, oh wow, Yumi, I think you'd be perfect for this. And it was a really tight-knit women's filmmaking crew kind of thing. And then Megan and I got connected, and I was actually on another project, but her and I were still talking. And right after that, right after I wrapped, called Megan up and was like, let's get this going. And I think in 2 months, I swear to God, we did development in 2 months, did pre-pro in a week, it feels like, It was just crazy. Her and I, us three were just going at this thing and Hillary, And, sooner or later we were on set filming this whole thing and everything was going,
Sooner, right?
Yeah.
Sooner,
We're just oh, okay, we're here in LA and we're doing this.
I didn't think they were gonna go. I have to tell you honestly.
Well, now the truth comes out, Lisa. Now the truth comes out. Oh, okay.
No, because I've seen it from the other side, and I do independent stuff. Totally. And Hillary's a good friend of mine. She's the one that asked me to be part of it, and she comes over every night, every Sunday to watch lots of food. Or if I have Rob Gronkowski for Easter, she comes right over because she's a Pats fan.
Happened.
But she was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this movie in a month. And I was like, yeah, right. and she kept going, no, we're gonna go in 2 weeks. And I'm like, all right, just give me my call tone when it's on. And then it was, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
But I do have to say, this whole thing, we shot this whole thing in 15 days?
Wow.
Feature 15 days. We do have to say something to Max, our AD right there.
Stand up. I stole the mic for the reason to say when I walked on, they'd already shot half the movie, and thus everybody was pretty unhappy.
Yeah.
No, and Max, stand up. Max is the equivalent of the car that you inherit started when you were 15 and drove until you were 25 and took nothing but punishment. This guy had a smile on his face 15 hours a day for 15 days in a row, made everybody feel like it was gonna be okay when nothing was okay. And if Stephen Tringali was here, the DP, who everybody owes a round of applause to, that guy is a fucking god among men. So is Max. Megan, Max, and Stephen are the reason movie got done. They should be up here exclusively then.
Right. Stephen Tringali. Stephen Tringali, who could not be here tonight because he is making more magic for others somewhere else. So thank you, Steve.
Along with all our other crew that's here. I mean, seriously.
Yes. And if your crew, why don't you stand up? Let's make it happen. Stand up. All the crew. All the crew. Yeah, no, stay standing. Go ahead, stand up. Thank you. Leticia, you thought I was going to forget you. I did not forget you. I've got this microphone here ready for you. Huh? We're getting him. We're getting him. Okay, so you also, because we're talking about producers, you also worked in 2 roles, as I understand. So you were a nosy neighbor,
Yes,
very fun, and then also a producer. How did you get involved in that role, in that part of it?
Well, actually, it's really strange because I'm not based here. I live in Houston.
Okay.
And I got involved with Megan through a mutual friend of my husband's, and my husband also produced the project, and we came in from Houston.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we came in from Houston, worked on this project, and then actually filmed a project ourselves right after it. So it was
Oh my gosh.
perfect, and I absolutely fell in love with everyone in this group. Everyone was so amazing, and how small a world it was that Yumi was in town working on another project, came to visit me, saw on the table a book by my husband, and said that her sister had it in San Francisco.
Oh, you're kidding.
So that's how small a world this is, and how we talked about serendipity, and everyone just being connected somehow, somehow.
Now you're shortly premiering tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, that's an inquiry now. You sure?
At Holly Shores, our film shows tomorrow night at 7:30.
So you guys are in.
Starring Dee Wallace and
Dee Wallace, Bruce Davison, Matthew
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you're in town from Texas right now.
in town from Texas.
Wow, how lucky for all of us. Thank you for being here. Round of applause. And Roger.
I'm not speaking man.
So when I pass by.
Emil, how fun. I've been dying to ask you since I saw this project. How did you come up with this sort of Mayberry, a little bit of Jimmy Stewart, a little bit of like 1950s. Did you exist, or were you part of Mary's conscience?
I think
What was that? How did you come up with that?
Part of Mary's conscience, and I don't know, come up with it was a weird situation. I was in Norway at the time, and I got the manager in LA, Lisa Gallant, who's here tonight, and she kind of introduced me to the director, and I, amongst doing lots of other things, just made a self-tape and sent it. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go to America and do that part. I didn't think it'd come through, so I didn't think that, I was, whatever. And then I got a call, and she said they really wanted you for the part, and luckily, I was in Richard III at the time at the National Theatre in Oslo, and at the last performance, I flew directly out and started shooting, and Megan had very specific ideas about how it was supposed to be, about my speech and how to do it, and I kind of worked and just thinking how to justify killing all those people. And speech-wise, I don't know. American is not my first language, so I kind of. Megan sometimes said like rainbow sherbet. Rainbow sherbet.
So you've been dreaming that night. Yeah.
What was going on in my
And
head.
speaking of sherbet, and the ice cream itself, which was your co-star, was the ice cream. I understand that there was some movie magic with your ice cream. Unlike Sam, who had to deal with the real thing. You remember the
It was
vanilla?
mashed potatoes. Yeah, it was pretty
Mashed
good.
potatoes.
Yeah.
And why would you use mashed potatoes?
Oh, the cooler was broken. So I had to. It's the truth.
Okay, Michael, I want you to come over here. Huge round of applause. I'm a musician myself, and I tell you, I loved this score. I was so impressed with what you did. You had so much stuff going on. It was awesome. Thank you. How much did Turkey in the Straw influence the entire score? The Turkey in the Straw. That's the ice cream song that we all know.
All of it.
All of it. Awesome. Because right now it seems like scores are transitionary. There's thematic scores like what we hear in Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and then there's just atmospheric scores like The Bourne Identity, let's say. How did you approach this, and I'm sure you had a lot of conversations with Megan as well about the flavor that you wanted, but how did you approach and end up with the masterpiece that you have here?
Well, Megan and I had some extensive
We've worked together before.
Oh.
This is our second time working together.
Exactly. So thank you for bringing me on the second
And
time.
working on the score is one of my favorite parts of filmmaking.
So Megan
It's
wanted the
genius.
Turkey in the Straw to be the thread, the musical theme, I think, for the film. And so I just kind of filled in around that, rallied that, and we kind of came up with the ice cream truck music using synths and also inspirations from
Like the 70s and 80s.
John Carpenter and Tangerine Dream, like Risky Business or Halloween 3. So it was nice having those inspirations just to dive into the 80s sentiment.
Yeah.
Now, was there? It seemed like there was a heartbeat thing at moments too, or just something unsettling. Was it like what did you slip in there that we were not aware of that you subconsciously frightened us, or something? Do you have any like tricks or tools that you
A
use?
bass pulse.
Okay. Yeah, it was like my heartbeat. I could feel it when it was going.
And I don't know if they're here because I don't have my glasses on, but our post-sound team of Steve Thibault, who is our re-recording mixer, is he waiting?
Yeah.
He's one of the most amazing people ever, and to make an indie film, sound is everything. If your sound is crap, you don't notice when you notice when it's not there, you don't notice when it is there. And Victor Ahrya, who is our sound designer, like sound is all the stuff like that you hear, you don't know you're hearing, and like dialogue, and sound is so important, and it can make or break an indie film.
That's
It
right.
really can.
And it really is a thankless job because when you do your job perfectly, nobody notices that you did anything. So bravo, guys. Incredible. Nice. Also, I want to put a shout out to Laguna Vintage. You hear it? For the ice cream truck. There it is. In the back. Created the ice cream truck. Incredible. All right, guys, we're not going to keep you here all night, but I do want to hear from you. So what did you think? I want you to raise your hands. Tell us that you've got to have questions for these guys. There's so much fascinating stuff going on. So let's hear from the audience. Anybody got a question for them?
Slow down, guys.
Yeah, exactly. One at a time. One at a time. Okay, yes, ma'am. Way in the back.
Okay, so this question's for Deanna because there was so much expression on her face. There were so many shots of Deanna. And I'm wondering, Deanna, did you relate to the character of Mary and what she was going through? Because it just felt very real and natural for you.
Thanks, Nina. I think, I mean, being a woman, a mom in my 30s, was very relatable, I think, up until a point, like... but that was what was cool about the story, was that the whole time when I was reading the script, I was like, don't have sex with that kid. Don't do that. Don't do that. But then by the time it happens, it's like, you want it to happen. Yeah.
Yes.
But
I didn't want it to happen either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happened.
But as far as the performance, I don't know, I guess I'm just that good.
Yeah, right here.
I was just wondering, like, what were the biggest, like, inspirations for the overall, like vintage sort of, like, atmosphere and the sort of, like, the score as well? Like, just overall, like, what are the most, like, atmospheric inspirations?
Well, now that there are reviews of this film, I mix a lot of genres, which I was not really aware of before. But I think the Ice Cream Man and that whole thing is kind of like, you know, a little bit Make America Great Again. Like people view the ideal suburban life as very kind of 50s and 60s. It's post-baby boomer. That's what like that kind of cliche view of the suburbs is. So I wanted the Ice Cream Man, like the representations of the suburbs to feel that way. But my favorite films, and especially in horror, are 70s and 80s, and I love that sound and just how they're able to like have it be suspense, but really good music at the same time, and it's like very much a character. So that is where that comes from. And then the film is very modern day, so it's mixing a lot of things.
Good. All right, yes.
This film doesn't really drag slowly. It threatens to. Did you find when you were shooting the film or writing it that you were worried that the film, being that it's a slow movie film, would drag? Because it doesn't. It plays very, very well.
I think if you're going to have a slow, thoughtful film, if it's not a drama, if it's a drama, you can have a lot more kind of air in between your characters, like profound statements. If you're doing a genre, you're not really allowed to have that. So you better make everything else really great around it, like the sound and the editing and what you're looking at, because the genre audience wants far more eye candy, and I don't mean that about a woman. They just want to look at something cool, and it's escapism. It's not like you're watching Shakespeare, so you can't have it feel like Shakespeare. It needs to feel, you know, cool, and then you can add your thought-provoking stuff within the cool. You know what I mean? So you need to package it in that way, I think.
Yeah, right here in the front.
This question's for Megan and all the producers. 15 days is freaking ridiculous. I think that's a kid, so I'm saying freaking ridiculous to make a film. I'm sure there was a few things that you guys had that you knew were non-negotiable, and some choices that were tough choices you had to make last minute on set, shots you didn't get to do, or something you really wanted. What was that process like, and how did you guys deal with the non-negotiables and the compromises?
Yumi should also answer this, but I will answer this because I'm a writer, director, and a producer. So those hats are very different. I write a film to make it inexpensive because I'm a producer, and I only know I have a certain amount of money, so I'm not going to write Space Aliens because I don't have the money to do that. So I have to write something that's contained that I can do for a little bit of money. But I mean, obviously I have to still write it good. You know, like it's, but then when you get into it, if certain things go wrong, there's a director hat and a producer hat. So those hats have to compromise because there are certain things that like serve the story, you know, that may not look as cool or whatever. Like you have to make those compromises. We had one day where the police came and we missed a shot, and it was involving the climax. It didn't make or break the film, but like there's nothing you can do. You can't then go another day in a public park and pay.
Did you gorilla the park?
No, we didn't. We had permits. But they were hard to get, and I totally pulled the woman card, like, I'm a woman director, and you need to give me a deal. Like, I did whatever I could. Yeah, we did. But, like, the police came because we didn't have a person there that was supposed to be there, like, watching us, and there was no one there, and then someone complained, and then the police were fucking assholes. And then I was furious, and it was like our second to last day, and like so we had to, that little tiny thing that would have prolonged the climax a little. We didn't really get it. But
they were mad you didn't buy an on-duty cop to be.
Yes, I was supposed to have some sort of. But I had, you know, called the city and like had all these agreements because you know. They have a special thing. The city of Glendale was great. It was just the cops were not so much. But I don't know why. But yeah, you mean Omid had to hold me back. I was like, what the fuck? I was like so pissed.
I mean, 15 days feature film is a, it's a good goal to have, I guess you would say, but I honestly, like, Max is great. He held the fort down on that one, and, I know.
Max did not think we were going to do it.
No. I mean, I like,
are you sure?
Spot, and I'm like, oh God, he's gonna, like, just, kill us by the end of this, but, we did it, and it worked, we honestly barely went over that, I think.
I just think if you're doing an indie film, you have to have realistic expectations. You have to do the best that you can within the constraints.
Yeah, with the budget that we had and the schedule we had, we knew, all the three of us knew that 15 days is what we had, and like give or take a couple pickups that we needed to do. But we knew in our head, and luckily Megan, she wrote it, directed, and produced it, so she knew also in her head that we had budget constraints. And it was easier to work with, with that. She kind of knew everything about it.
Max, how do you not have gray hair? It sounds like they just put you through the ringer on this thing. Nicely done. Do you little Grecian formula?
Ask Max what he thought about it.
Max, what was your experience with 15 days of shooting? Were you like, no way?
I thought it was a challenging goal, and we met it, which was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right. We need two more questions from the audience. Let's start with you right there, sir, in the back. Yeah, it's you, looking over your shoulder. You.
This is for Emil. The part when you're braining the girl with the ice cream scoop. What were you hitting anything, or were you just?
He was hitting me, for real. And then to tell the story.
I don't remember, actually. Was I hitting someone's arm?
Hold on. That was...
I wasn't hitting her. At least not very hard.
That one actually is pretty funny. That's a culmination of our crew members. Ed right there, me also, a couple other people that had a sponge that was about this big, filled with blood, holding it, and Emil is hitting the sponge.
There was a plastic bag.
And not to mention all of us are covered in garbage bags because, we can't get dirty, so that was what it was. Emil was...
I constantly was coming on to producers having a discussion about splatter. Constantly. Like they were always talking about how the splatter would go, and they couldn't do it that way because the splatter would happen this way. It was hilarious.
Sorry to hijack this, very good. When I showed up about halfway through, there were sort of these whispers about, oh, this is him. I sort of was like, I don't understand. And they put me in several versions of a pastel shirt, and they said, well, just so you know, Emil has really been acting. I hadn't even met Emil. I didn't know who Emil, the human that was Emil, was. And okay. And they said, take that off. And I blew it like 17, 18 times in a row. They said, well, Emil has really been acting. And it was only after 7, 8, 9, 10 takes was blown that they showed me this splattering thing, and he nailed it in the first one. I had the exact same question. I said, what is he hitting? A sponge. He said, a sponge? That's it? And it's splattering up on his face? And they said, yeah, you can't even take your goddamn shirt off. That's what I knew what I was up against. And what the whole production was up against. And Max promptly said, shape up.
Okay. One more question here in the back. Yeah, you sir with a hat on. Yeah.
My brother and I here, we're both filmmakers, and we grew up with horror. Horror has always been our genre. I mean, I was 4 years old, and my dad told my mom, I'm taking him to a good movie. We saw Jaws. And there it just grew from there. I just want to say to all of you, thank you very much for bringing style back into the horror film and bringing old school horror back on the screen. As a student of the genre, you know, you see everything. You run the spectrum. You've been through slashers to torture porn to paranormal activity. But to finally sit in an old school movie house and watch a movie with an 80s homage, 70s homage feeling to it, with good story, as the gentleman here said it, with good build-up, you can't ask for anything more. That's the cornucopia of horror, and I applaud you and thank you very much for bringing it.
What a perfect wrap-up. Awesome. We're getting to that. So if you enjoyed this, go home and tweet and post and blog about it. And you can say you got the scoop here first on the ice cream truck. All right, thank you guys so much for supporting independent films. For coming out on what is it? Friday night, Monday night? What is it tonight? All right. And tomorrow it opens wide, right? Where does it open?
This theater all week and then VOD.
Okay, so it's VOD and this theater all week. Tell all your friends it's an awesome movie. And VOD is forever. That's right. All right, thanks for coming out.